LCR. You're listening to LCR. LCR.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tea Time Talk. Today is Saturday, another wonderful Saturday, Saturday the 24th of February, 2018. It's sunny, but it is cold. So, if you're going out, please put on something that will keep you warm because it is a bit nippy out there. So, if this is your first time listening into the show, let me give you a bit of a background story. So what Tea Time Talk is it's a talk show where we spend the first half talking about the news of the week, what's happened, what is big, what are the topics of the week. And then in the second half, it's more chill. We take this time to talk amongst ourselves about things that we've found out, a bit of friendly chat amongst us. So with that said, if you want to get involved, we have a Twitter wall. You can tweet us at hashtag LCR Talk. I always get that wrong every week. And if we have a Facebook group as well. So if you want to join us on Facebook and get updates on when we have our podcasts on YouTube, you can do that as well. If you search up Tea Time Talk, we should be on there. And with that said, let's get into introducing the crew this week. So we have our boy Matt.
Hello, I have returned. It's the first time in 3 weeks.
Matt has returned from a hiatus.
Yeah, it's the return of the Mac. I'm still alive, just like Tupac.
What?
So skipped the lyrics, but yeah, I'm back. I'm very happy to be back. It's great to be back on it.
Welcome back. And we have for the first time ever, the mysterious Trae.
Woo!
Hello guys, it's me, Trae, on the show for the first time.
Instead of having a Trae appreciation 10 minutes at the end this week, we're gonna have a Trae appreciation 2.5 hours.
We actually have the Trae. We have the Trae with us this time. So the mysterious and unknown Trae is actually joining us this
guys?
week. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Good Saturday morning, nice bright day. Can't wait to start.
How you feeling?
Talk times. I'm feeling great. Feeling good.
And with that said, shall we begin the big stories of the week?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, big story's big story.
Well, the big one, and this is quite serious. This is something that's gone down in. Well, I don't even know how to start it. But the big story this week has been in regards to another shooting in Florida, which again, another school shooting in America. Apparently, I think it's the 18th this year. As is the deal with most things, we're not going to name the person who did this. We're not going to do anything to give them any credit because the act was heinous. It's not something that should be glorified in the slightest. Okay. But what happened was there was a 19-year-old gunman. If you didn't know, there's been another school shooting. A 19-year-old gunman walked into the school, killed 17 people. Utilized an AR-15 to kill multiple people. He dressed up with a gas mask, smoke bombs, semi-automatic rifle, and what this has done is this is perhaps the deadliest shooting since Sandy Hook. 17 people are dead, and it is an international issue. It's a crisis.
Yeah, it happened in a high school called Stoneman Douglas.
Yeah. And again, it's a very sad thing. But what this has done has led to a massive call out, a massive backlash from the students from the school, as well as a lot of young people who are calling for gun laws, for legislation surrounding gun laws and gun ownership, and who has access to them, what we can do about that. Of course, the thing about the US is that their gun laws are very, very, very tricky to deal with and very tricky to manage. So, if you make a gun legislation about one thing, it means another thing is then legal or fine. But the question I want to pose to you are two things. Because from this we've also learned that Trump, the president of the United States, has said that he hasn't said he's going to put it into legislation, but he said he's thinking about the idea of arming teachers to protect students. So again, it's a bit here and that, but
it's just like, how do you fix guns? Let's get more guns.
The argument is always, how do you stop a bad guy with a gun? Well, it's a good guy with a gun.
Exactly.
And it's just ridiculous logic. But.
So the two questions I want to ask you from this is one, do you agree, or what do you think about arming teachers to protect their students with guns? And two, what do you think should be done in regards to gun legislation in the US?
The big old questions.
I mean, the place where it took place was a no gun zone as it stands.
Yeah, all schools are non-gun zones.
So I say that I don't think teachers should be armed with guns. Personally, obviously, we all would want all guns to be banned, but that's obviously against what Florida, the public wants.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I think the whole idea of arming teachers sets up a really weird precedent where it's an idea that somebody has to die in this situation.
Right.
A guy comes in to shoot up the school. He's then going to die because the teachers are going to kill him. It's a very weird thing. Whereas if you got rid of the guns, which I'll get into going about getting rid of the guns in America in a minute. But if you got rid of the guns altogether, no one would have to die. And the thing is, arming teachers. The issues with this are, how as a teacher, you don't become a teacher in order to kill people, do you? Like, how do you ask a teacher, one day you might have to kill someone? And that's a ridiculous thought. Secondly, we were talking about this yesterday, and we were saying, some teachers, you could easily wrestle a gun off some teachers. Like, I had an art teacher at school. She was like this big. If she was carrying a gun, literally, I could push her over and take it if I wanted to. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to
No.
But you understand the logic behind it. And then the second thing that I thought of when we were talking about yesterday is, it just takes one mistake by a teacher. Like, literally, they could. What if they drop it? What if they leave it somewhere? What if they one moment of absent-mindedness and it could lead to massive repercussions?
It's a school, and Trump was going on saying stuff like, let's give the teachers special training, to use guns around children. It's just ridiculous to think to have guns in a school where children walk around. It doesn't make sense at all.
Well, Trump is being very specific about this. He's not saying that he's going to arm all teachers with a gun. He's saying that there's going to be teachers with specialized training to be able to manage and being capable of holding this gun and using this gun for the right reason. So it's not arming every teacher in a school. Okay. It's just those ones that are specially trained. Even with that, of course, I don't agree with it at all. I think the problem here is the fact that it is a gun. The fact that the guns are involved. Of course, there is the whole issue regarding mental issues side of things, which we'll get into later on. But the main problem being that there is the issue of the gun is the main problem here. That the student was able to buy a gun to go into school, and I don't think giving teachers guns is going to prevent that if there is a student who has the physical capabilities to overpower a teacher, or if there is a student who knows how to. I mean, for example, if a teacher had a gun in class, and a student was to go in and do another school shooting, who would be the first target? The teacher, because they have the weapon. So once the teacher's out of the way, no one else is trained to then address that or use that gun. So that means that the school shooter now has a secondary weapon to use against students.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just had like a thought as well. No child should have to go to school with the threat of death. And if you're arming teachers instead of getting rid of the guns, then how long is it between the school shooter comes in? How long is it between he fires his first shot at a kid, and the teacher who's trained to use a gun finds him in the right place and takes him out? How many kids could die in that time? So they're like, we're gonna stop. We're doing it to protect the children. No, you're not doing it to protect the children. Because if that is the target goal, then that's a horrendous way of going about it, because it just doesn't solve the issue. Like, people are still going to die.
It's honestly completely ridiculous to think that, guns can be bought by children as easily as we could buy paracetamol. It doesn't make too much sense. And the thought that Trump wants to solve death with death also makes him a scary subject as a president.
Yeah.
If you saw him on I think it was CNN News, he was talking to some traumatized students about the the coming massacre, and if you saw what he had in his hand, he had a help sheet to answer the questions of the students of what to say. It's kind of like saying he doesn't know how to act sympathetic towards other people.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that as well, and I get it. I get why there's backlash about it, but I feel like anyone going into that situation, it's a public appearance. He needs to, even if he doesn't feel he might feel away, he might feel sad, he might not feel sad. Either way, he has to keep up the appearance. So any public figure in that situation would have something similar.
Yeah, but
he's just very obvious.
There's
with
a difference.
It's very silly.
There's a difference between the way that Trump does it, because again, there was an image of there was a contrast between him and Obama when the Sandy Hook shooting happened. When the Sandy Hook shooting happened, Obama went into the school, no cheat sheet, no help sheet.
No.
He listened to the parents of the victims. He sat there, and then for an hour afterwards, he was by himself because he was emotionally impacted by what happened.
Yeah.
Trump walks in with a cheat sheet or a help sheet, and then like get certain questions given to him, and is like, oh no, this is what we're gonna do, or this, like, he's prepared what he's gonna say. He doesn't come there. He didn't go there with the intention of hearing what the people have to say. He went in there with the intention of, let's hear something of what you have to say, and this is my responses prepared and ready to go.
Oh, there's like, I think you have to question like the mental capabilities of the man though. There was an interview with a music producer, I can't remember what he's called. He's an old guy in America, like he was like the biggest music producer. And he's going and he's met like everyone, literally anyone of any power in America. He's going through the list of all these people and what he really thought of them. And then Trump was one of them, and he was like, he's an idiot. Like, I've met him several times. There is nothing going on in his head. And that's why I feel like that adds into the whole having a cheat sheet, because he can't think for more than that length of time. Sorry, Trae, I interrupted you there.
Oh, so no, it's pretty insane to think that, the president of the United States has to hold a cheat sheet to talk with regular students.
Yeah.
And if you know what's been going on, a live town hall was hosted on US TV, and the Senator of the United States, what's his name, Marco Rubio,
Senator of Florida,
yeah,
Florida, Marco Rubio was talking about how they couldn't ban or restrict guns because that would mean they have to get rid of all semi-autos.
Yeah.
And you can see the public, the whole public started clapping as if like that's what they wanted. Right. The banning of semi-autos, and it just like as if they don't realize what the public wants.
See, the thing. Okay, so this relates to how. So moving away from the way how Trump was looking at it.
Gun laws in general. Yeah.
The issue regarding gun laws in America is because it's protected by. It's protected by the Constitution. It's protected by the Second Amendment. Okay. It's legislation around it is very, very trippy in that if you ban one thing, and I think I said this earlier, if you ban one specific thing, it becomes if you modify it slightly, it's therefore legal again. Mm-hmm. So you can argue to ban unless you do a complete wipe of it and then said no one is allowed to have a gun. Yeah. Completely. Then there will always be loopholes for people to own a gun if they wanted to.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why the audience were clapping. They were saying, "Yeah, that's what we want."
It's like it's not even. It's that, but it's much more simple than that. The Constitution is essentially America's the rights of the American citizens. So it's not like anything against any like changes to that, any argument against it, people are always going to say, well, it's my right, it's going against my human rights as an American citizen to change it. I mean, constitutions aren't a good idea in general because it leads to this situation of rigidity, if that's the word in politics, but it's... Yeah, and then they've got the whole power of the NRA as well, the National Rifle Association in America, the largest lobbying group, the largest, most powerful lobbying group in the world. They have so much say in American politics because of the amount of money that they can pump into a candidate.
Yep, they just give all that money to Marco Rubio.
Because he was one of the Republican nominees, wasn't he, in 2016? Yeah, I've forgotten my point now, but yeah, NRA money. So if anyone tries to go against them, they're not going to get anywhere because they have so much power and influence. It's unreal.
The NRA is, I would argue, the most powerful lobbying group in America, if not the world.
Exactly what I said about 20 seconds ago. But
yeah.
Okay.
But what? Sorry, but what?
Sorry.
So with that power, they've bought most of the Republican Senate. So they are the ones who fund campaigns. They are the ones who fund most, if not any expensive, luxurious holidays or whatnot. But because of the events like this, of course, you can't exactly go against your sponsors. So you have to be very careful what they say. So when Marco Rubio was saying, I want to protect the Second Amendment. I want everyone to have the right to carry a gun, but I want to make sure that those who have mental health issues are not the ones carrying the guns. That everyone who does carry a gun is mentally sane.
Yeah.
That it's like there's a balance of, I don't know how to explain it, but there's getting into the mental issue side of things, which again is another thing that we need to address when we're talking about this, because there's Reignited talks about mental health issues, things that have been blamed for, other things that have been blamed since the shooting, mental health issues, video games again, because we're back in the 90s again. What else? Sort of
rap music. Right? It probably hasn't, but like that's the kind of thing that it does.
Probably.
Can we get back to the NRA for a second? Because like there's like power in America is money. Money is power. It's like it's the most capitalist country, most classically liberal country there is, and so business is where the power is. People with money have influence, and there's a massive backlash towards the NRA though now, which is unprecedented. Like no one speaks out against them, but big companies are people with NRA membership tend to have they get given discounts at certain places, because that's like if you did part of an organisation.
Yeah.
Companies are getting rid of that. And the companies who are keeping the discount for NRA members, people like the general public are boycotting those companies. It's massive. Like this is you wouldn't see this coming.
Because something needs to change. It's gotten to the point where something needs to change. If again, in America or in the world, the power is in the wallet. It's where you spend your money. So if you boycott something, if you say I'm not going to buy it anymore, that's where the power lies. That's where you have the control. So people are sick and tired of hearing about sick and tired of having school shootings, sick and tired of hearing about school shootings. They feel like something needs to change. Of course, that's probably not going to be in the political side of it, because the political side of thing has already been bought out.
It might be the thing. There's never been a backlash to a school shooting like this.
No.
It's very one-sided. Well, it's not one-sided. I suppose it's two-sided, but like normally it's one side. Normally it's the NRA, and that's the one side. And that's the only place where they own power is. But if there's genuine people on the street power, I mean, I'm not saying it always changes something, but if it's done right, it can make a big change.
It's necessary, because again, when this thing happened, we all saw people are people are sick and tired of hearing thoughts and prayers, of hearing we're going to do something. We're going to do something about this attack. We're going to we're going to change our legislation. Well, people are sick and tired of hearing about it. People actually want something to change, and I don't know if people are starting to realize that it is because of if you don't want to buy something anymore, if you don't support a company anymore because they give the NRA the NRA discounts, then the NRA is going to have to be forced to respond eventually. They're going to have to do something. That's the way that you can bring about changes, with the money in your wallet.
I just think that America will find any other reason to blame these shootings.
Other than the actual reason,
Other than
the gun
control. Like you're saying, Fritz, video games. It doesn't make sense. Let me bring up a point. There was a journalist in America called Linda Borg, who said that what she wants happen is she wants attacks on every violent video game, and this tax will go towards mental therapy in high schools. It's like yes, that will fix our problem. That's what we need. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it.
There's going to be a 90% tax on Minecraft because of the zombies that you have to kill. It's stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Even though there are thousands of studies going against that, but that again, video games did that.
Well, it's fallacious arguments, isn't it? It's such a simple. This causes this because this has violence. It doesn't make sense. It's like rap music had the same thing like the 80s.
What this thing highlights is how out of touch the government is with the people, because again they're attacking things that would appeal to the elderly people, things that would appeal to not the young ones, not the ones that are affected by this issue, not the ones that are going to be the decision makers in the future. They're appealing to, similar to what the UK does when it appeals to the elderly or the ones who are pensions, because they're the ones who vote. But of course, we're coming up on the midterm elections in 2018 in America, and if nothing is done now, something will definitely, hopefully or probably something will happen during the midterm election.
Well, the interesting point here is where's the anger directed? Is the anger directed at politics in general? Is it directed at the Trump administration? Because you're saying that people are fed up of these wrong assumptions, which of course we have our populism module. We've been doing populism for 3 years in different guises. It's perfect. These are the perfect grounds for a populist movement to rise up and do something about it. But the issue is America's president is a populist. They've already got their populist. So is populism countering? Is populism going to counter populism now, or is it this is a mess? It's a mess.
You can do your masters on that counter populism.
Oh, if I was going to do a politics one, I probably would do. It's that interesting.
And okay, so the other issue in regards to this whole sort of shooting is the medical side of the mental health side of things, because of course the individual who did this was a single sort of single. They didn't have many friendly connections. They didn't make friends. They didn't hang out with other people. And what this highlights to me is that there's a further issue here with how socialization goes in schools and society. There is an issue with how people integrate into society nowadays, which might be one of the causes for mental health issues or people struggling to fit into society. People can't find their own place in society. And I just want to ask, what is your view on this? What is your regard in regards to the mental health side of things? What should be done in regards to this? Of course, there should be tighter legislation. Let's argue on the case that they're not gonna bring gun control in. They're not gonna remove all guns. But what should they do on the off chance in regards to mental health, in regards to just who can have access? Because they're thinking about raising the gun ownership age to 21. But again, that's a step. That's one step.
Yeah, it's something, isn't it?
But I just want to pose that question to you. What do you think?
Well, to be honest, when it comes to mental health, I personally think that like, as when you're in high school, and obviously you got your raging hormones and all that.
I thought you said something completely different. Then we'll carry on.
What?
It doesn't matter. I'll tell you what I thought you said in the break.
Oh my god. Anyway, what I was saying is that like, you kind of feel alone, in a way, as if like the world's against you all the time. And I personally think like every student should be able to always go to a place with mental therapy. But the problem with that is that obviously they don't want to talk to some stranger that, you know, like tell them all their problems. So that's where difficulty comes in like you know, mental problems with students, because this individual was expelled from the school he did the massacre in. And he even the students were saying that, you know, he always talked about guns and bombs and all that stuff. So even the students saw this from a mile away. Yet the teachers and other people who had the power to do something never did anything at all. Yeah, it's crazy how the students knew something was wrong with this individual,
but he was never given any help.
Yeah,
especially when you're making that point, the FBI was made aware of this person.
Oh no! This is the most ridiculous. I'm not going to go you over this. I've heard this repeatedly. It's ridiculous. The FBI's awareness is because he made it was one comment on one YouTube video a year before he did it.
Yeah,
that's not them being aware of a potential school shooter. How many? If the FBI's going to monitor YouTube comments, can you imagine? Like everyone's like. Like 90% of the population is on a watch list.
Okay. But what I'm saying is that students were arguing that this person was going to be the one. So he was identified by the YouTube comment, like he was raised awareness through the YouTube comment. But what I'm saying is, when they were investigating him, or if they were doing an investigation or whatever, because they did.
I doubt they were. I bet it was like, oh no, it'll be on a list.
It would have been like on a checklist.
Yeah, but there's no investigation now.
But when the students themselves felt like this person was a threat, you think something would have been told or made aware of that this person might have been a potential risk.
The teachers, and then like school boards. School boards are a big thing in America. It's like you have the superintendents and stuff like that. It's down to the teachers to recognise the issues, because like you said, high schools are like a very isolating time. High school was terrible. I didn't like it. I mean, obviously I like some aspects of it, but mostly I don't have very many fond memories. And it's down to the teachers. If there's a kid like this, if he's violent, if he's saying all this stuff, if he's socially isolated, expelling him isn't the answer. Getting him help would be the answer. And I think it's definitely like a thing. It's definitely a thing of healthcare in America, isn't it? Like the schools and individuals are reluctant to implement this kind of thing because it's just expensive.
Yeah,
it's all privatized.
Anyway, it's costs.
And at the same time, American schools have a zero tolerance policy to any form of violence. If you hit someone in a British school, that's not fights. Like my mate went to a school where there were fights every day. Like you might get detention. Or you might and if it was constant, you'll get like a suspension for a day. One punch in an American school and you're suspended for a week. It's zero tolerance, and it's not. It's an extreme way of dealing with it, and it doesn't get. It's like everything in society nowadays. It deals with the symptoms, but it doesn't look at the causes.
Yes.
And so if you deal with things like that, nothing gets solved.
Yeah, well said. That's good.
There we go. I think is that a good place to wrap up our comprehensive study of the US and the American gun legislation rights system? Because again, as I said before, there is so much to this that we couldn't ever address all of it in a single radio show, in a single episode. It would take us a good 2 hours to go through each step-by-step process, and this is something that the system itself needs to be aware of. The whole legislative system. This is an issue that has multiple layers: mental health, gun control, a variety of issues. But it needs to be talked about. It's not wrapping up the story by saying a bad guy with a gun can be combated by a good guy with a gun. It's not. It's not simple. It doesn't work like that. Teachers in schools.
Death shouldn't be the target.
Yeah, I forgot to say this when we started the show, but like any opinion is said is ours opinion alone. It's not the radio station. It's not the university. It's ours alone. But
we haven't been very controversial yet.
Yeah, this is arguably controversial to anyone who is American.
I don't know about my funding.
They can do one.
Anyone who's American and argues that the Second Amendment is right and that the teachers should have guns would find this controversial.
Controversial statement. Yeah. If you believe that, you are wrong.
That's your opinion.
It is my opinion. It doesn't reflect the union, media, everything like that. But I'm right. So.
Well, wow. Spoken like a true social justice.
Justice for everyone.
But there's so much nuisance to this.
Second Amendment.
There's so much involved in this that one cannot simply wrap it up by saying that there needs to be more guns in order to combat the issue of guns. That's not how it works. You need to open up discourse. You need to open up discussion. Listen to the victims of the family of the victims. Jeannie Mac. Listen up to the families of the victims. Listen to people who have had to deal with this. People who actually know what to do, who actually understand that this is an issue. Because to do this, and then what else happened? The conspiracy theories around it, but that's another issue. But to do this and then simply say that all we need is more weapons is bad.
That's the problem, though, isn't it? They don't listen. They don't want to listen to anyone that thinks that knows what's right.
Yeah, it's like if there's a forest fire's happening a lot in America. If there's a forest fire, the response to it isn't okay. Well, there's a forest fire. Let's set fire to some motor trees, see if that helps it. Yeah. Is it? It's not. It's not that. I mean, I know this is what I'm making right now is a very fallacious argument, but like it's for the purposes right now, it'll do. Like so. Increasing the number of guns in schools is literally just like burning some more trees down to see if it helps. I mean, actually having said that, one of the ways you do stop a forest fire is by cutting trees down, but you're not setting fire to them trees. I'm getting way off topic here.
And on that one, I think we'll probably have to come back. There'll probably be another show next week where we'll have to address the things that happen again based upon this.
Yeah, what the responses are this week.
The responses, the controversies, all of that. We'll probably have to come through next week. But for now, we'll leave that there, and we'll try and move on to something else that is affecting people here more at home.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Sure. This is more in regards to... So there's two aspects to this. This is in regards to university students. One, first of all, we are currently under strike. Well, our lecturers, our staff are currently under strike. Mm-hmm. So... Matt, you and I have had talks about this before, but what's happened is that the USS, which what does that stand for again? I believe
United States Ship.
United States. Wow, really?
Well, that's what it is. Like the USS Arizona. It's like right. Isn't that from Star Trek? Because that's the real one. I don't know.
I think it's the Union. Unions. Teachers unions.
It's the union that the lecturers are.
Yeah, my mind's gone blank.
Belong to.
My mind's gone blank.
So we can get back onto it.
All right, but what they've decided is to strike because their pensions are under threat. Yeah. Because again,
the government proposal is that the pensions should be traded on the stock market with gambling, essentially to increase them, but with a high risk of them losing them completely.
Again, yeah. And we are currently going through a period of strike where teachers are taking perhaps 2 days, and it'll increase as if nothing is done. This strike will increase. So it'll be 2 days. There was 2 days this week.
3 days next week.
3 days next week. 4 days the week after that.
5 days. No, it's not. That's wrong.
It's
2 days this week, 3 days next week, 5 days the week after.
Oh,
No,
5
it's
days.
those 3 weeks.
It's
Okay.
last about 3 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, at least 3 weeks. It could last longer, depending on how.
Oh, if
Yeah.
it goes ahead, no doubt that this will be happening again.
Yeah, this will go on longer. So I want to hear what your opinions on this are. Are you on the side of the staff? Are you? How do you feel like this is a negative effect on your education? Like what?
Trae, are you a first year or second year?
I'm a second year.
Second year, so you're gonna have a very different opinion to me and Fritz on
Yeah.
this. So we'll go with you first.
Okay, so my opinion on this is that I think it's correct to strike because obviously I've heard that the lecturers can be affected around £200,000 less pension, and that's
Yeah.
a ridiculous amount to be honest.
Yep.
But my problem with it is that obviously with no lecturers means that that's halting our study. So I feel like some lecturers should be able to email us
Yeah.
like notes and so on, but a lot of my lecturers I think won't do that.
No.
But every lecturer so far has emailed us saying no, we're not going to be in to this lecture. They haven't just left us in the dark, let us go to
Yeah.
lecture. But like,
They've
where's
told you what's
everyone?
going on. Yeah.
So I'm with the strike, but
Good.
it's I'm still paying £9,000 per year. Still,
9,250.
yeah, there you go, even more. I still need to be taught.
Let's go for the third year's perspective. Right.
Do you want to go first, or do you want?
Oh no, I'll do it because I've been over this with so many people that I've got the speech memorized.
Go on.
Right, so the strike is justified. It's fully justified. There's no way it should have ever got to this position. However, this time in third year is a very delicate time, and it could have. And if it was handled, if this had happened at a different time, I wouldn't be even saying anything about it. But this is a delicate time because we have 3 weeks left before Easter.
Yep.
4 weeks of Easter, and that first week back, mine and Fritz's dissertations are due in, which is the biggest part of work towards our degree. The biggest single piece of work towards our degree. And the thing is, over Easter, we are not allowed to, our dissertation supervisors are not allowed to give us feedback. We're allowed to ask them questions, but they're not allowed to give us feedback or mark anything.
Right.
And so that means the next 3 weeks are the last chance we have to hand anything in, get things checked over, make sure we're on the right track.
Right.
We are losing 2 of those weeks. We're losing, especially the full week. We are losing that. And that means we're going to have
The University College Union. There we go. That's the group. That's the group who's striking. That's the union who's striking.
yeah.
We just got clearance on that. Thanks to that. Go on. Anyway, go on with
guy.
it. Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Wait.
We'll address it during the break. But go on.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with the work that I've done so far on my dissertation, but I want feedback on it. I've done 2 of the 3 chapters. The lit review I don't need help with. Introduction, conclusion I don't need help with, because that's the bit that's like the bit that I can do most easily. But the third chapter that I haven't written yet, I'm going to be writing in the next 2 weeks. Probably the next 2 weeks. Probably might leave it till Easter. If I'm not going to get feedback, I might leave it till Easter. But I want to have guidance with that, and I'm not going to have time for that. And it's just. It seems so damaging, but I can't blame the. It seems so damaging to my degree, and to your degree, and to all third year's degrees. But I can't blame the lecturers for doing this, because like I said, the strike is so justified. Go ahead, Fritz. Take it from there. While I can sit and cry in the corner.
I agree with the strike. I 100% am behind the lecturers that are doing this, because they need to protect what is rightfully. They've worked for this, and they rightfully deserve to have their pension safe. It shouldn't be something that's taken away from them. It shouldn't be something that they have to fight for. It's something that they've earned the right to have. Of course, as I say that, I'm again with Matt. I'm stuck in my third year, in what is arguably going to be the most difficult time, because again, 2 days after we come back, we have to hand in a whole complete dissertation.
12,000 words.
With arguably we're not going to have much feedback, or if any, during that period from now till we hand that in. And I don't know what to do.
I think a lot of people are in a worse situation than I am as well, because fortunately I have Pete Yendel as my dissertation supervisor. I've had him for more modules in my time at uni than any other lecturer. He's he's an awesome lecturer and he's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And he's essentially said that when he's in, he will make sure he has time for all of us to make sure we know what we're doing over Easter, make sure we're in the right position.
Yeah.
And that's because this guy is just amazing. I know other people whose supervisors have not been that accommodating at all.
Well, my supervisor has been very cool about it as well. And he doesn't want to strike. He doesn't 100% does not want to do this.
No.
Because he knows that this is a stressful period for all of us to go through. He doesn't want to take leave or, you know, for it to not just affect us but his own family. A lot of things.
Yeah.
There's so much that is affected by this. I'm angry, but I don't know where I could turn that anger to. I don't want to be angry at a specific group because I don't want to be angry at anyone.
Armed revolution.
I feel like I don't know how to put myself forward, but because if I wanted to say right now, I feel like if staff are going to strike, students should also strike alongside the staff. How would we do that? Because anything we do, anything that we do is going to come back to affect us anyway. Yep. We can't say we don't want to go to lectures, because if we don't go to our lectures, then our attendance is affected. Those who are international students are going to be affected by this as well, and it goes on and it comes back and it feeds back. Yeah, we lose money.
It's expensive to be an international student as well. I didn't realise how much international students are paid.
It's double each year.
Yeah, ridiculous amounts.
It is borderline obscene what's going on right now, and I'm not just speaking for myself but for every single third year, second year, first year master's student in every university across the United Kingdom. Like, I'm not speaking for them, hopefully not, but it's obscene. I think this is I wish I wasn't in this position.
Yeah,
but I guess this comes back to us on how we can handle pressure and how we can handle this, because if we come out of this with big up 2-1s or firsts in our dissertations
and get a first, definitely.
Then we get a first. Then we're Gucci. We're good.
Yeah.
We have proved to any employer that no matter what happens to management, we will still kick butt.
GG, well played.
Yeah. The thing is, I've heard that there's something like group. What's it called when when you can't do an exam properly or you can't do
impaired performance?
Yeah, like extenuating circumstances type thing. I've heard that as a student body we can put in a group claim for that, which will probably mean lenient marking.
I think that's.
I don't know how you go about doing that. So
what I think is the other thing that's happening is that students are also campaigning to get money back.
Yeah.
Because they're losing money.
They're
losing education because of this strike.
Yeah.
So they obviously have the right to get some of that money back.
I want the 250 back.
Yeah.
It's because the thing is it equals 2 weeks worth of education, and it's not going to be a whole amount. It's not going to be massive. I mean, it's a big amount of money, but it's not going to be, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big. It's symbolic, isn't it? The thing it's a symbolic standpoint. Yeah, standpoint. Thank you.
I mean, they have to realize I'm for the strike, but they are playing with our futures.
Yeah.
Like we're putting a lot on the line when we pay 18 or 9 grand per year.
Yeah.
And when we come out, we want a successful career. And this is halting that, isn't it?
But I think that's why so many lecturers, especially the ones I've spoken to, they regret having to do this.
Yeah.
But they have to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, when was the strike planned from?
It was, I don't know. I think it was probably a few weeks ago.
Because depending on how long ago it was, oh no, it can't have been that very long. So we'd have been told if it was because it's a big effect on us. It would have been told earlier. Would have been told earlier like this.
I remember hearing it at least a month ago.
Yeah,
but
it's again, I don't know. All I want to say is I'm 100% for the strike.
Yeah,
me too.
100% in agreement of the strike. If I could strike with you, I probably would, but I have to work because I still have to pay. I have to pay for. They're holding me to ransom.
Well, it's something about striking. If a worker of any sort is striking, we're going to go fully left wing on people on the radio show right now. But if a worker is striking for any reason, there's no reason why you shouldn't join that strike. That worker is feels shortchanged in their line of work. And so if they feel that way, then it's justified. It doesn't matter how it affects you. It doesn't matter whether you think if there's rail strikes or tube strikes in London, they are inconvenient, and I can understand the anger towards them. Or doctor strikes, I can understand the anger towards that. But if they feel they have to strike, then you should support that, because in your. It's like let's go back to some contemporary political philosophy. John Rawls. If you didn't know it, like if you were in that position and you felt like you felt you had to strike, you'd want people to support you.
Yeah.
All strikes are justified.
Yep, I agree with that.
And we'll wrap that one up there. But there is something that relates to that, and it's our dearly beloved Prime Minister Theresa May, who at this point I really, really just want to sit down and have a cup of coffee with. And that's
ram the cup.
What?
Down her face.
What?
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
We do not legitimize attacks towards our Prime Minister.
Strong and stable.
Let's find out how strong and stable she really is.
Theresa May said student finance isn't working. The whole capitalistic aspect of it, where some universities are going to charge more for more fees for students, isn't working because people from disadvantaged backgrounds are choosing just straight up to not go. It's not working out for anyone. The people are coming out with £50,000 worth of debt, increasing to £57,000 if you're from a poorer family, and it's just not working. Exactly, it's just me and Trae right here. Like, we're going to be steaming in debt when we leave this university. I probably won't be able to buy a house until I'm 47.
Think of Amber at Cambridge, where it's more expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and she's from she's not from a wealthy background at all. She's not as lucky as I've been.
So it's
insane.
So what I've read that they're thinking of introducing instead is making students pay according to how much it costs, how much the subject costs to do. So potentially charging more for STEM and less for humanities and social sciences.
Oh, I have so much to say about that.
How do they do that?
It's
of course that's already faced its fair amount of backlash, and arguably yes, justifiably so. But go on, Matt. You're shaking in your boots.
Yeah,
there.
That's a really funny standpoint for people to have. Who has that standpoint? Is that something that the government has said?
Damien Haynes, the Education Secretary.
See, that's very strange because the Conservative government, ever since Michael Gove, I know he's gone from education, but like it's an echo chamber for what he said. Essentially, the Conservative government that people should go into STEM because Britain needs scientists, Britain needs engineers. The whole attitude that people go into education for the good of the country, which is ridiculous. People go into education to do what's best for themselves,
to survive.
Yeah.
Like my life is not service to a nation. Like, please stop doing that.
Let me make something clear, United Kingdom. I'm not going to education. I'm not going into education to serve your country. I'm going into education because I need to survive in your country.
Yeah, that's very true. That's a funny
Pretty
statement.
much.
But yeah, but then this guy's saying the complete opposite of that. Because if you're charging more for STEM, people aren't going to do it, and people are already not doing it. They're like Michael Gove was trying to make it cheaper to do STEM because he was like, oh, Britain needs more engineers.
Yeah. So what they're saying to do that is that the university should offer bursaries or other schemes to make people go into STEM.
Yeah.
To make people want to do STEM because of course they want to bring. They're saying that right now university isn't exactly value for money. So some courses cost more than others.
Yeah.
So therefore, some should be more pricier and some should be less pricey.
It's like there's no way. There's no way.
Want to make it worse? Want to make less people do STEM?
Yeah.
Like STEM costs more.
Yeah.
I mean, as an engineer, I can obviously say, if STEM costs more, then
You wouldn't pick it.
I'll probably pick something else.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, it's like there is no way it costs $9,000 a year to do mine and Fritz's degree.
It shouldn't cost $9.
Microsoft PowerPoint does not cost that much to buy. But then. Yeah, right. This whole thing about Theresa May, because she's saying, oh, the prices for unis should be lower in general. She's making a power play on Corbyn's youth movement type of thing, because that was one of his major backing points. But at the same time, it's like we were saying when we were driving to town yesterday, we were talking about this, and I was saying it's cynicism.
Yeah,
it's straight up cynicism because the strike's happening at the minute. The government looks really anti-education at this point. It's not good it's not a good image. So what's she gonna do? What's she do for it? She's saying, oh, okay, then we'll make you pay less for uni. It's straight up trying to rebalance the issue, but people see straight through it because.
I think I'm gonna rage because I don't understand. I don't understand our Prime Minister. I don't understand how she can still be Prime Minister when there is such a large dissatisfaction with or the party in general.
Yeah.
What they do. I don't know. I don't want to call a revolution. I'm not saying those who vote Conservative are wrong, but I'm saying how on earth can we have a government where there is so much dissatisfaction? No one
the elderly,
genuinely wants this.
No,
No one.
Nobody wants
man.
this.
It's the elderly, the people that aren't uni, people who don't really like know our situation. Wouldn't you say?
Kind of, but at the same time, the elderly didn't really support this. They didn't support the Conservatives the last election as well because she tried to mess them over. It's really weird. Like, the thing is,
This isn't a government.
A mess.
This isn't a government.
So what is it?
This isn't a government. This is
a group of people who are sat in a chair, trying to make decisions through algorithms that just don't make sense.
This is like sitting down with YouTube's algorithm and hoping for the best. None of this is working.
Demonetized for everyone.
This isn't this. I can't. I want to say some things, but I can't because
it's the radio.
It's not even that. It's because I can't put myself into words with how much of how invigid with anger I currently am.
I'll give you that.
But you're not thinking about this logically. You're not thinking. Are you even thinking? Are you being accurate?
It's because she's a robot, isn't she? That's the thing. They're like, but the thing is,
she just does what she's told.
Who's going to take over? Is Boris going to take over? No, people don't like Boris. Boris isn't going to win the election. Like Michael Gove, he was one of the ones who wanted to do it. No, he was like, oh, I could unite the people. The people are already united against you, Michael. They hate you. Well, who else there? Jacob Rees-Mogg has somehow come out of the woodwork in the last 3 years, and he's an aristocrat. And he's so out of touch with the general people. He's essentially a meme at this point.
A meme.
And there's no one else. To be fair, I'll tell you something. There is someone else.
Yeah.
The head of the Scottish Conseratives. I don't care what your party affiliation is.
Right.
She seems alright. But she seems like a pretty alright person. Like she seems genuinely cool.
Tell us about them.
I can't remember what she's called. I've always had this conversation, but whenever this topic gets brought up, who could lead the Conservatives? Everyone's always like, well, why? Everyone always says the head of the Scottish Conservatives because. She's never in the conversation. She's never get brought up in mainstream conversation. But she's the right person for the job. People could get behind her really easily.
What are some of her things? What is she?
She's just like she's young. She's LGBT. She's chill. She's forward thinking. She's Scottish, but she's unification with of Britain, Scotland, which is popular in Scotland. It's popular in Britain. It's popular in the rest of Britain. She's just like. And she's a complete reinvigoration of what's going on at the minute, which it's just how has it lasted this long? Like I'm confused. I don't know what I'm watching at the minute. Like
again, it's a shambles. We're living in a shambles, and I'm surprised that we've managed to go so long without having a massive overthrow of the government. But again, you can't even do that because the government has legislation against you overthrowing the government.
The government has we need our Second Amendment rights to rise up against.
Oh God, that's how.
I'm joking. To be fair, that's one of the reasons why the Second Amendment exists. But well. It's to be fair, that's the same reason why I'm not like. Of the two mainstream parties, I'm way more down with Labour than I'm with the Conservatives. But at the same time, Corbyn seems like an alright person. But at the same time, it's like we were talking about in our seminar on Wednesday.
Yeah.
He's all in the. He says he's in the name of the people, but he's very controlling. It's like, oh no, I know what you want. I'll do what you want. Like he's not going to do it. If there's an issue, he's like, and the way he handles his politics, the way he handles like unions and stuff like that, he's got them all in line. To the point where you can't say anything about him.
No, but he had to do that because he was. Remember when he first came on, he was being accused of being a wimp.
Oh yeah, no, fully. But at the same time, if he got into power and there was still and everything went wrong and there was dissatisfaction, the way his like image and team and the way his like support system is created now, like. Essentially, there'd be less chance of getting him out than there is now. I mean, I'm not saying he would be bad. I think he'd be quite good. I think he'd be good for Britain, but he's a risk. He's a risk because he's classical. If you look at the political chart, authoritarian left.
You get the two sides of every coin in it. Like there's the bad and the good. But
what do you think, Trae? Because me and Matt have been going on. What are you thinking about this whole thing? Sort of the whole what is it again? The whole sort of lowering costs and increasing costs.
I think it's ridiculous. It's just kind of like tipping the scale, isn't it? Like right now, everyone pays $9,000, but obviously, some humanities will pay less, but then they got for the STEMs that could be double what we pay right now. So it's just gonna throw things into whack. Where no one now like we already have a problem where not enough people pick an engineering and STEMs. If she does this, now you get less people picking these.
No, I get what you mean.
Courses.
It's again, unnecessary, but we'll see how it goes because, hey, we're living through the time, so we'll see what they implement and when they actually listen to people and actually do what people want. But from what I've seen before, that's probably going to be a no. But from that, we're going to take a bit of a break because we need to chill out a bit after that. So we will see you. We'll put on some tracks and we'll see you after the break. So see you then.
Loughborough Campus Radio. LCR. LCR.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope you had a lovely break. We've also had a bit of a chill time since getting into that intense first half. But welcome to the second half of the show. So what we do here is we're a bit more chill. We talk about sort of more chill things, not big up news stories, but we relax a bit. And just so that I clear it out before if we end up anywhere near controversy again, anything that we do say is our opinion and not the opinion of the radio show or of the university or of the union or of the country.
Or of Jesus.
Why?
Yeah.
So there's
I
that.
was going to put it out there. Chloe says that our rage was justified and very well articulated. So
I really
shout out, Chloe.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, the second half is where we talk about chill stuff. If you want to get engaged, we have the tweet wall up.
I already am.
Okay, firing shots at the fact that Matt's...
Dead jokes.
No, that wasn't even a dead joke. That was just a shot fired at us.
No, it wasn't.
You're engaged.
Yeah, but why are you taking it personally?
I'm not taking it personally in the slightest.
I'm exercising my Second Amendment rights.
And so, moving on to the second half. We have the tweet wall up if you want to engage there. And there's the Facebook page again. I feel like I'm selling merchandise and I hate it. It's like, hey, Joe, check out our Facebook and our tweet wall. Buy our sounds and buy our voices. And no, don't do that.
Follow my soundtrack.
Buy the soundtrack. But let's start off with weird news. So, Trae, what you got, big boy?
Okay, well, this week, a dating site opened, a Trump dating site for Trump supporters.
Spicy.
Founder's named Barrett. He believes that the most important thing in a relationship is political beliefs.
Yeah.
And that's what drives him to open up this dating site. Options are you can only have straight women and men.
Wow.
Men, genders of the same genders cannot see each other's profiles.
Right.
So you can't see anyone else other than a woman. It's £20 per month.
Oh,
wow.
But it's
intense.
Bargain, good bargain for money, you know.
I just want to know what you guys think about this. Like,
do you want to go first, Matt?
Yeah, I was like, we had like maybe like a 30-second like, well, we could talk when we decided to talk about this. I now brought up there are dating sites for everything in America, but this is by far my this beats out OnlyFarmers.com, which is the greatest one because they essentially they have the same views as the Trump dating one, but like it's just called something different.
The golfing one as well. There's one that's only for golfers.
Have you? Where are you guys getting this information from? Because I feel like have we all seen the same video or something?
I think we might have.
No, the ETC show week.
Oh no, I didn't get mine from ETC. I got mine from different.
Is that what you got yours? Oh my G, I found someone else who watches the same stuff that I do. I love that. Oh, love that YouTube channel. But yeah.
There's I don't know. I find it funny that it's Trump specific, you know. I mean, I agree that to an extent that, you know, political positions can be very important, because politics nowadays is so polarizing. Mm-hmm. If you're on one side or the other and you're dating and you don't agree with each other, then chairs are going to get thrown at some point. But it depends on the person. Some people are okay with, you know, if you want to vote for a Conservative party or a radical party while they're more sort of a liberal party, then that's fine. But there are extremes to both sides. I know of people that wouldn't date anyone who's votes right-wing policies because they themselves are on the neoliberal side of things. So the world works out in mysterious ways. But a Trump dating website, sign me up, man. No, I'm kidding.
So they definitely not letting you on.
Oh, of course not. I mean, ethnic minority don't want.
I'm foreign. So.
I mean, the dating sites are doing well anyway, because it's been told to have a lot of bots, a lot of
Russian bots.
Yeah, Russian bots and so on. Another fact: the creator of the website, Barrett, is actually a former felony. A
former what? Sorry.
I mean, convict. Sorry.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
He's been what do you know what he was convicted of, or?
He filmed himself having sex with a 15-year-old.
Oh god.
Wow. That's
Oh,
bad,
no.
man. That's bad on so many. That was several layers of bad.
That's wrong. There's no justifying that. Oh my gosh! And he decided to create a website where you can. What's the age of consent on that blooming website? Do we know? It must be 18 plus.
You have to be related as well.
Probably 21, 18, something like that.
Wow.
Throwing shade. It's the second half. Let's throw some of that shade.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I had a statement to make. Oh yeah, but like but within like the realm of Trump support, like guys like that. Oh, he's a hero, isn't he? Like he went against the system by committing a heinous crime,
By being in favor of the system.
and therefore people are support him, don't they?
I want to see a Hillary
Ridiculous.
dating website where every contradictory issue comes
Oh,
up.
I
you know.
hate that so much. I hated
People who-
I hated the 2016 American presidential election was just awful to watch because they were both so bad.
Again, that's the international consensus, is that both of them were terrible
No,
because
so
Hillary made
terrible.
money off of the dead people of Africa, whereas Trump made
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
money off of poor people in America. So, you know, which one would you rather? Well, Trump probably made money off dead people in Africa as well.
Well, the slogan could be strong and stable connections.
The thing is, Trump didn't make money. Trump lost most of his dad's money.
Yeah, but
Don't know what his dad did. So.
It's $1 million loan. You know that one.
I'm not going to talk about the Clinton Foundation because this is the chill section.
Oh, that's everything about Hillary Clinton is a mess.
So,
Bring back Bill. He was funny.
he
he
can
wa-
play the saxophone.
He was a nutter, but he was funny, and that's why. It was like a harmless nutter.
A harmless nutter.
Yeah.
That's one definition of it. What do you think, Trae? What do you think of this Trump thing, dating thing?
I agree with the political beliefs are important, but I feel as a person there are more important things as well.
Yeah.
As in like obviously compatibility, and there's also religion, and there's also I feel like there's more to it than just what you believe in politically.
Yep.
So I wouldn't agree with the website.
Of course, because I mean it's just another website that focuses on one specific thing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't address the whole issue. Even actually, can we talk about dating nowadays? Matt, you up for that? Talking about how dating works nowadays, because I'll say something. I'm a person who prefers the traditional style of doing things. You know, meeting people through friends, perhaps, or meeting someone in classes or lectures. Of course, nowadays I'm completely thrown out of the boat because everything is done through dating websites, online dating apps, everything like that. Some of my friends are meeting people through Tinder, and I'm just sitting there like, well, hi.
So Tinder's a weird one because it's like
It works.
It works, but it's like there's most people are on Tinder for like a very specific reason, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it says like I feel like when like you're 21, like is that too young to like have like a proper dating profile on like a proper dating website?
No, people do it from 20s. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like if you wanted to do it, I'd probably do it through that. But then you have to pay for them, don't you? So
You
it's like,
have
same.
well, some of them are free, but you have to pay for like the special exclusive things
Yeah.
where you can see people's profiles or something.
There's nothing wrong with finding like a partner online nowadays. Like it's a very like generic thing nowadays.
It's a
But
different
like
feeling as well, isn't it, compared to like in person?
yeah,
It kind of feels like when you're talking to someone online, it feels like you're being interviewed.
Yeah.
Because obviously, from our point of view, the men's point of view, you know, the girl has 10 other guys
yeah.
she's also talking to, so she has so many options,
Oh, yeah.
so many ways to just go. You know what? I don't like this one thing about you. No, you're in the dustbin. Next person.
I don't know. I think dating nowadays is kind of weird.
It is weird, but then at the same time, you say you want to find someone by going out and doing stuff. You have to actually go out and do stuff, though, mate. Like we sit in your room playing Rocket League and Mario Kart. For
That's
so
doing
long.
something.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I love that chilling. I love
That is
hangout
me
time.
doing something. We could invite more
What?
people over to play. We could put the thing up on the big screen in the common room and play, and have everyone join in.
What about
That'd be
good
true.
old
You can
courting?
meet people like that. That'd be a good way. And then
Yeah.
you'd, like, I feel like if people come in like, to play Mario Kart with you, that's like, straight away you've got something in common that you can talk about.
There you go.
But I feel like,
Day after we hand in our dissertations, that's what we're doing.
yeah, we're finding Fritz a girlfriend.
Genie Mac. When you say it like that, it makes you sound like I'm dead.
I am Cupid.
Well,
Bow and arrow?
he's arguably been Cupid.
I have AR-15 actually.
Don't.
Oh, my God.
I need to stop with the American
Second
shooting
Amendment,
jokes.
help me, please.
It's
I'm
too
so
soon.
bad. I'm so bad. Yeah.
Too soon.
Oh, I want to say, put out there again. I do not represent the union or the university or anything like that in any way.
Should I
I'm
go
just a
and clash
muppet
in
with
the
a.
reg?
You are?
The clash in the reg.
Oh my god.
I'm a muppet with a mouth. So
Merc with a mouth.
Yeah. I'm Deadpool. Captain Deadpool.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling to get into the new forms of dating. I'd rather prefer meeting someone through the old-fashioned means. Getting to actually see them face to face or talking to them, or
What about just like walking down the street, finding the girl you like, and just saying hi, my name's
That's a bit creepy though, ain't it?
Down the street.
That's what they used to do back in the day.
I mean, yeah, but back in the day also they used to just straight up like marry someone just because the person had 15 goats. Like times have changed. You gotta change a bit.
Back in the day, the woman had no choice in it. It was an agreement between the man and the woman's father.
There we go.
So let's not bring them days back, mate.
No, let's not go that far.
Having said that, you are a very traditional person. I don't mean traditional in that way. I mean like
my dad will now talk to my future wife.
Yeah, no, not like that. But like like you want to meet someone in a very traditional way, and you want them to be quite traditional because you're like we have to remember Fritz is a religious guy, not like. He's not like mentally religious in a way that it's gonna like completely like changes views on people if they're not like completely in line with what he wants.
No.
But like
I'm a religious person.
You know what you like essentially, and you're not really willing to compromise. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying like it's difficult. It's difficult in today's world, especially.
Haven't you lambasted me before for having my viewpoints?
Yeah, but then. Yeah, no. I don't know how in depth are we going to go into your love life?
Let's not go.
We won't bring up names.
Let's stop at where we are now.
Could we bring up apps used?
No.
Okay, so there again, I'll show up then. I'm not going to make the point.
Let's just say I've dabbled in the new forms and it's not been the best.
And he comes across as someone who's like when he's doing that, he comes across as someone whose criteria is very stringent. And it makes it difficult.
Hey, look, I'm a religious man living in a neoliberal society. I have to have some limitations.
You should listen to your mum more. Just get out there. Shout out Fritz's mum, who's definitely not listening.
Thank God for that, because if she was, I'd probably be grounded by now.
As a 21-year-old, he would be grounded.
Hey, when you live with ethnic minority parents in their house, you live by their rules, no matter where you are in the world. Unless you move out of their house, you live by their rules.
I can agree with that.
There we go.
But Matt, let's say how about you then? How did you meet your
How did I meet Amber? We were at school together. Like I was lucky. Like we had like a similar group of friends. And I was very close to a couple of them. And then they had a group of like six. There were five of them. I was close with three of them. Or was there 6 of them? There were 6 of them. Yeah, I was close with 3 of them, but I wasn't so close with the other 3. I didn't really know them that well. But I used to go hang out. I started hanging out with them guys, and then Amber was there, and I was like, "This girl's awesome. Like, I could hang out with her more." Like straight away, I was like, without even knowing anything about it, I was like, "No, I can tell. I just really like this person."
So you're saying you believe luck is a great factor?
Oh yeah, fully.
Yeah, he was blessed.
So basically, in our day and age, obviously, you have to be lucky to meet someone traditionally, face to face.
You're always lucky to meet. Even back in the day, you're lucky to meet someone traditionally. Like it's chance when you meet someone who you're so compatible with. And that's why people say it's fate, isn't it? That's why because what are the chances that you meet someone who you're so like in sync with?
Yeah.
So it's big. It's a small chance, and that's why people say it's fate.
What a time to be alive, and we'll see how it goes from here on out in future.
If you've never seen Fritz's face before, he's a very attractive man. He'll be fine.
Oh, stop it! You're gonna make me self-conscious about myself, like you usually do again.
Yeah, you can't take compliments whatsoever.
Is my hat on the right way?
Yeah. Sorry, Trae, I completely interrupted you then.
I'm just saying, some people meet early in their life, some people meet late. Yeah. I personally think that it's not too much to worry about right now. I just feel like everyone has different times, and
When you meet someone, when you meet someone, you'll meet someone. Just make sure that you don't mess up when you do.
I love how he's looking directly at me as he says that, because he knows that.
I was actually looking at the wood thing on the wall behind you, but
your eyes were in my general direction.
I was slowly turning towards Fritz, but no, you ain't bad. You're a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
It's like go with the flow, but don't stop.
Don't cause a tsunami.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So we can move on to the next thing.
Okay.
So KFC.
KFC.
I had to go to Burger King.
KFC have ran out of us. Well, not ran out, but they've had to shut down a lot of their stores because they're running low on chicken.
What a disaster, man.
What an international disaster when a shop runs low on chicken. So, 750 stores across the United Kingdom had to close due to chicken shortages. And it's led to some of the most unnecessarily dramatic moments in British history, I think, ever. And I love the fact that people are flipping out over this. It's just KFC chicken. I mean, from what I heard, it's 70% water, 30% chicken. But
it still tastes finger licking good.
It is good. It is good to be fair. Long journeys, like me and Am were going on like a long journey. We will stop and get KFC. The only time I ever have it, but we will get that KFC.
That's fair.
Oh,
now you can't do that anymore.
No.
I want to know. I want to ask you what your viewpoints are on this whole situation and what your alternatives will be. Now that if there's no chicken, if there's no KFC,
I'm screwed, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can say. I'm screwed.
Trae's out there. He's like nah. He's like
no chicken, no life.
Why life's not even worth living at that point.
I'll live off bread and butter.
Bread and fish, no chicken. What about you?
What I do? Oh yeah, well, I don't have KFC that often. It's like I said, if we're going on a long journey and we'll stop at a motorway like service station if there's a KFC there, and like boneless banquet.
Wow.
We get the one that's for 4 people between 2 of us because like this is mad. So good, so much chicken.
That is mad.
What would I do? Is like, how do I feel about it? I'm like, oh, it hasn't affected me. But if I wanted chicken, if I was like, if I wanted chicken, I was like, there's like a city centre or something, or like a town centre. There's a Nando's. It's not the same thing, but like, if I was really probably craving chicken,
it's biff in it.
Having said that, if I was like, if I wanted fast food, I just get McDonald's, get my 20 nugget share box.
Nice air food.
Yeah.
Nice pink fluff food, yeah.
Yeah, get that.
I mean, it's nice. So I'm not gonna lie, but I just feel like it lasts about 20 minutes in my stomach before like I'm hungry.
Well, because they make it. That's artificially done. The thing about I think McDonald's food is that they make you more hungry and thirstier. So when you buy a drink at McDonald's, its purpose is to then make you more thirsty, so you will buy another drink. I think I don't know if what they put in their drinks, but they have a little thing like that going on at their company.
Back in the day before like crisps and nuts were a thing, like you could get in bars. I'm talking about Victorian times. They used to. This is the second time I've come up with a Victorian story while talking to you guys today. But like, yeah, the bartenders would put salt in people's beer when they weren't looking. To make them more thirsty.
Oh wow.
That's
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I might take that idea.
I think I might be one of the few people who genuinely didn't care for this whole KFC thing because I don't think I've had KFC for 3 years. The last time I had it was 3 years ago because I don't know. Yeah, but I don't like KFC.
I mean,
I love it.
It's expensive. It's really.
I'll give you that one. It's quite expensive.
In all honesty, I'm gonna say I'm not truly affected by this because obviously I live in Loughborough and there's like the next KFC is like 20 minutes away, so I better go there anyway. I just find it funny near the whole uproar of KFC running out of chicken. So I just play along, man.
You run out of your main source of food. It's just wow. How could you do something like this?
Oh, I want a Nando's now.
Oh, you can go there after the show.
No, I got pizza and I got mini pizzas in dinner.
Well, you can put chicken on it after the show.
Yeah, I'm hungry too now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This talk of chicken's getting me going.
Right, let's talk about something else then. Black Panther, go.
Wakanda. All of a sudden, I feel like I really have to be really careful what I say.
Yeah, you do. So, the Black Panther movie, which I still haven't seen yet because I'll take my time to get to see it. I'll see it when people have died, when it's died down a bit.
I haven't seen it either, but I'm gonna see it next week.
I might see it next week. I might do. I'll think about it. But so the whole story surrounding Black Panther is, again, in regards to America, people, the small minority that are taking it too far, and going on Twitter. Although I don't know if these are real or fake, but the people, small minority, are going on too far, saying, "Hey, this is a black film. White people can't see it because it's a black film."
Well too far,
like
it's
that happening? I ain't seen that. I've seen the massive backlash, like the bloody white teenagers who think everything's against them when it's not. They're like, oh, imagine if it was an all-white film. Like, okay, so imagine every film for the last 50 years, then, mate.
That's basically it.
Oh, it's like yeah, in that same vein, like I was talking to Peter the other night, and he was like, because he's been to see it, and he was like, I finally understood where women and minorities are coming from when they say they want more representation in films. Because I was watching it, I was like, there's no white people here at all, and he was like, it wasn't saying it was a bad thing. He was like, I'm glad I saw that because I now finally understand where they're coming from. Like. Yeah. It's good.
Me and Trae just look like, yeah, this is gonna be good. This is.
It makes me really happy to see, on social media, all everyone happy about this movie and how big it is. It's actually crazy. I've not seen a movie go spread this big in a while. And I've heard that it's an amazing movie. It's no masterpiece.
Yeah, that's
But
what
the fact that it's getting so big, it makes me happy.
It's like what I've heard by like again watching the ETC show channel.
Yeah.
When they're doing the live stream on Mondays, they said it's no masterpiece. It's a great like popcorn film. Like you can go have fun at it. But that's the reason why I'm not going to go see it, because I don't care for superhero films unless there's something like special about it.
Yep. There is something special about this one, but it depends on who you ask.
It's funny that the whole
special, man.
Yeah.
Get to go see Wakanda.
The look they both gave me, then they're like when I said there was something special, they're like, there is something special about him.
No. Again, look, the thing that my problem, what my problem with this film is that anyone who's critical of the film is lambasted for it. Like the people aren't allowed to comment on, and this is going to sound really hypocritical coming from me though, isn't it? Because I'm part of the group that the film is meant to represent with quotation marks.
No, it's not. The thing is, it's not. It's not made as a political film.
It's not, but people have taken it as such.
Because of what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And so if people are criticizing it, then they get slanted and lambasted for it. And it's just like, well,
It's opinions, man. Isn't it? Like if you don't like the movie, don't like the movie. But what I also don't like is the fact that there are people who don't like the fact that people are going to these movies dressed, for the occasion. When we've clearly seen. Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, they do the same thing. I just don't like the backlash of people attacking cosplaying.
Yeah.
It's because people are used to seeing people dress up like Lord of the Rings characters, but when someone wears traditional African clothing, then all of a sudden you feel a bit more threatened, don't you?
It's cultural appropriation, isn't it? That's what people are thinking. That's the issue. But it's like cultural appropriation is a thing. Like it seems mad to me. It's like how. If that's the thing, then you can't appreciate anything other than what your own culture's produced, and then I'm stuck with tasteless food then.
I mean, we live in the UK.
I
don't like living in the UK and not appreciate that. It doesn't make any sense.
Especially because the whole argument about cultural appropriation comes out of America, the most culturally diverse country in the world. It's like, what are you on about? It's like the whole I'm not going back into America because I'll start raging again. But like,
no, go ahead. It's the chill section. You might as well.
It's like the whole thing. Like they are so anti. I'm not saying in general they're anti-immigrant, but like there's like a massive support of anti-immigration in America.
Yep.
It's a country that's 95% founded on immigration. Like in the last 250 years. Like, what are they doing? Well, the last 300 years. Like, what are they doing? Apart from Native Americans, who, let's face it, should have the most right to the land. Like it's like they're like everyone. You've got like immigration either by choice or forced, and that's the entire population of America, and yet they're all like, no. You got your JonTrons who are like, oh no, America should be a pure European white.
JonTron.
I bring it up because it triggers Fritz when I talk about it, because Fritz always defends it.
You don't like JonTron, do you?
I used to think he was really funny. Then I'm like, after that I'm like, I can watch you and still find your jokes funny, but I know that you have views that I can't even
support.
Yeah.
So because me and JonTron thing, the JonTron thing for me is that I saw that he doesn't know how to articulate himself to create an argument. So he comes out as incredibly racist when he doesn't want to try. But granted, he was using false information during the thing.
Oh wow!
But he comes out as incredibly racist because of the way that he said it.
It's like the irony that is, I think he uses the phrase "pure white European race" or something like that. Something very odd. Even if that is wrongly articulated. You have to remember, he is the son of an Iranian immigrant. So what are you trying to say?
My problem with that is that I feel like when it comes to obviously the artist and the creator, I feel like you should always separate yourself from your art. Yeah. So his art would be his YouTube channel, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Like you shouldn't bring his political beliefs to his YouTube channel. Because that's a problem for me. Like if you believe in something, then fair enough, believe it somewhere else. But if you bring it into what I enjoy seeing of you, then I want out. I don't want to see you anymore.
To be fair, it wasn't on his channel though, was it? It was
an interview.
He was kicking off on Twitter, and then then someone was like, all right, then we'll have a discussion about this. We'll live stream a discussion about this.
Okay.
And the person that he was having the interview with though was kept like. A bit like the Kathy interview, the thing that happened on Channel 4.
The one where essentially what you're saying is like he was trying to provoke him.
Yeah, he was like, so what you're saying. And John had to keep going backlining, but he couldn't really finish his argument because he couldn't articulate himself. He struggles to put himself into words, which I identify with. I struggle to put myself into words.
The difference between those two interviews is one, what the guy who was on Channel 4, like
he was boss.
He was so chill. He was so chill.
That guy, like Jordan Peterson, after watching that interview, boss man.
Whereas obviously John Jafari is not the same thing. He got so he got so flustered, and he was like, and then he literally started doing what the guy wanted him to do.
Yeah, he fell into the fallacies.
Yeah.
Which again shouldn't have happened, but there you go.
How did we even get on Black Panther? How did we even get from?
You brought it up.
I know. I'm trying to work out how that chain of like conversation went.
Because you said JonTron and I went,
yeah.
You don't like JonTron, and then we started this discussion.
Immigration. You're talking about immigration in the US.
You want to finish that?
No, there's something else before that. I can't remember what it was about. But yeah. Well.
No, you're talking about how cultural appropriation.
Yes, that's the one. That was what it was, wasn't it? Like, and then
Yeah.
But the cultural appropriation isn't a thing. Like, you can appreciate appreciating other people's cultures is not racist. Like,
who knows? I might go to Black Panther dress that way.
You're wearing
cool.
African
I'd buy
apparel?
that.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Again, it's just like, I don't know. People just need to chill out about a lot of things
would it be
nowadays.
okay if I did that though? Like, talking about cultural appropriation, because that is cool. That's what people would say cultural appropriation is.
What, are you talking about it or wearing it?
Wearing it.
If you're doing it for like the movie and not just doing like, hey, look at me, take this piss.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, that'd be okay. But
I'd be very chill.
I'll be okay because I know as a person, but on Twitter or on social media, I think if they saw
if they're doing it as
you,
a joke,
they'll think you're taking a piss. Like,
yeah.
I think if you're going with people who are wearing the clothing as well, and you have an understanding of the culture, and you can engage in conversation about the culture, then yeah, it's fine. If you're just wearing it for the banter of it, so you can post a tweet or an Instagram pic saying, "Hey, look at me in traditional African apparel," that's a bit.
And unfortunately, that's what they're gonna think on social media.
Yeah.
They think like you're doing that.
Which is why we just don't post things on social media. We just enjoy the film, because it's a film.
True. That's what I mean. I agree, but it's never gonna happen.
You know my opinions on the role of social media in the modern world.
Go on.
I hate
Negative?
it. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate what it does, but at the same time, it has more negatives.
It can affect the mind a lot, can't it?
Yeah.
It's social media again. We talked about this. Didn't we last week? I think no, not last week. The week before, because we didn't have a show last week.
Oh, I wasn't here the week before. So
Yeah, I think we talked about how social media can affect mental issues on people.
It can make you feel small and just like make your achievements feel small as well.
Yeah, but it can also hype things up immensely. Like social media, if there's one thing about social media, it's like social media is an ongoing hype train of like hyping things up, making it more. Like if 10 people are talking about it, it spreads and it spreads and it spreads, and then everyone's talking about it when it's really just a minor thing. That's at least what I tend to see with social media.
It just blows things out of proportion to the point where it's not needed.
Yeah.
Insane.
So how you doing, Trae?
I'm good, man. I'm great.
Yeah.
Just chilling in this nice sunny. I don't even know if it's sunny anymore. We can't even see.
Oh yeah, because we don't have a window. We just have like the door and the glass.
They don't let us outside.
Hope it's still
Dobby
sunny.
is a free man now. But how do you feel about your first show?
It was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. It was fun.
I've seen we'll get back on top. I've seen on Reddit scrolling through to see if there's anything else that stands out. The funniest meme. It's the old school Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka doing the "oh really" like thing. It's like when you see Conseratives calling liberals communists and socialists. Remind me again who colluded with Russia.
Oh no.
So it's like go on Trae. Like how,
But yeah,
first show.
I found it fun. Yeah, I'll definitely come on again sometime. I enjoyed it.
What's your
It was
show's
good.
rating? We won't lambast you on social media. So out of 10, what do you give it?
I say 8 out of 8.
That's fine. That's
Great
fair.
bait, mate.
No hate.
No, hey, great bait, clickbait.
No, it's good. I've really enjoyed having you on.
Yeah,
Cool.
It was good to come back, and because we weren't here last week, because some things had
How did you guys feel I was on the show?
Oh no, you were more than
terrible.
well. Gene,
I'm joking. You were good, man. Come on.
You were great. It was lovely having you on. It's lovely having you on.
Yeah, they're really good.
Okay.
I would want to have you back on again.
This is the most I've ever heard you speak as well. So.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm a very quiet person now. I'll admit that.
But
it's
when
like,
you bring him out on the spot, he's on the spot.
When you put a microphone in front of someone, though, it's like, and you talk about something like that they have an opinion on. It's like you go for it.
Yeah. You just shouldn't feel pressured to not voice your opinion. That's what the show is. You voice your opinion on the show.
Okay.
And that's how we do things over here.
Because I remember, it is your opinion, not the opinion of the union or the university or all these things.
Unless you're getting that cash.
Unless you're getting paid. Are we getting funded by the NRA to say that guns are good and that we should fund guns?
I might be.
The UK should put guns back in people's hands. Hashtag bring back the guns.
Oh no.
That whole Genie Mac. It's been
situation.
A long week.
Matt, do you want to conclude with talking about the Olympics? Because I know you
I can do. Yes. That's one of like.
Even though I haven't watched it, Trae, have you watched the Olympics? The winter? No, none of us have.
Well, it's one of like.
So go and give us a summary of what's happened.
It's awesome. I mean, I'm the kind of person if there's sport on TV, I'll watch it. I'll put it out there. Apart from rugby, because rugby is terrible.
Who's got the most medals?
Probably Canada. I don't know. I didn't get to with medal tallies. It's not something that I haven't like watched it for a specific event. I'll go on BBC Sport and I'll be like, oh, what's cracking now? What's on TV? What can I watch? And like 9 out of 10 times it's curling. Curling's amazing. People love curling.
What's cracking? North Korea.
But then the other things I watch, some ice hockey, like ski jumping, snowboard cross. It's really cool. Yeah, it's really good to watch.
SSX. Did you say SSX?
There's a winter sport.
SSX. No, I didn't say that. But that's a great game. That's an amazing game.
Oh, I missed that.
Come on, guys. They made Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics into a real thing. So we need to.
No, please. I don't remember that. SSX Tricky is all I want to remember.
Oh, bless that game.
Generally, it's awesome. Yeah, I've got not much else to say. I think they've done well. Britain have got the record medal gold tally. Not gold medal, record medal tally for them at Winter Games, which is pretty cool. And then there's that Elise Christie lass who was this Winter Olympics was meant to be a big thing. She's a British speed skater, and she crashed in her first two medal chances. Both times were her fault. Because first time she said she was touched, she wasn't touched, she just fell over. Second time she went for an aggressive overtake and clipped the other person both on the flank. And the third time she got disqualified, and then she couldn't do it anyway because her ankle was gone because of the first two crashes. Damn. And she made so many excuses. After the second and third time, especially after the third time, fair enough. Like you've given it, you gave it a good shot, and it's a big disappointment. But after the first two times, especially the first time, there were a lot of excuses being made. And at the same time, that was something else I noticed in the British athletes. In like the snowboard like jumping thing, like where they go down a mountain to go off whack off jumps. It's amazing. Yeah. Like it was that was the first week when it was really windy, and then people were getting blown off course. And if you don't have enough speed, you're gonna hit the ground and probably break everything.
That sounds fun to watch, actually. Yeah, I'm sad I missed it.
Yeah, but then like this was the women's one, and they were all doing it. It was the same wind for everyone, and the only person who missed a jump and didn't do well because they have 2 runs, or 3 runs, and like the only person who missed a single run was the British girl, and she was straight away. She's like, "Oh, well, it's windy. What can I do?" I'm like, "Well, everyone else has done it."
What? You live in Britain, one of the windiest places. What the? Okay, sick means.
I was there. It's like, see the amount of people who've crashed. Like, yeah. I know it's dangerous, but like these people are leaving everything out there on that slope. I'm like, what are you doing? And she didn't do very well in the end anyway. But like, it's not even a British thing. I'm not even remotely nationalist. I don't care who wins the medals. I just want to see some cool stuff. But like to see someone doing that made me like it annoyed me because it's like you are so good at this. You've got this awesome chance.
You're at the Olympics.
You've got such an awesome chance to do something to like, make a legacy for yourself, and you're letting yourself down doing that.
Well, she did make a legacy as the only one who didn't jump during that section.
I don't remember a name. No one else can remember a name.
Oh,
wow.
Shade. And the last thing about the Winter Olympics, Tonga. At the Olympics in Rio 2 years ago, the flag bearer was the guy who came out.
Oh, you mean the oily man?
Absolutely ripped, yeah.
Oh, oily ripped man. Yes.
Yeah. He's gone to Pyeongchang.
Yes.
As an athlete, because a lot of them cross over. Because essentially, you get into with a lot of wind sports, you get into them if you don't quite make the grade at the summer sports.
Wow.
It's accurate. Like when the commentator, oh, he did this, but now he does this. Yeah, this guy from Tonga did cross country skiing and came out at the opening ceremony in like minus 40 wind chill or something like that.
Oh.
Shirtless, oiled up.
That's the
same thing again. He's a boss. I think he did cross country skiing. The first time he saw snow was 6 months ago. and he was there doing that. I was like, this guy's a legend.
That's
Boss.
amazing. I mean, on that note, if you got to think about, Nigeria.
Nigeria and Ghana. And Ghana, isn't it?
The African athletes there. I like so much respect for that.
Do you think
Oh,
that's insane? Like a country with no snow doing so well. It's actually it's crazy.
It's completely against the odds, but I have so much respect for them. It's like obviously you have to respect Canada and like Russia. Obviously at this time they're the Olympic athletes from Russia because like Russia can't technically compete because of the doping. Like you expect them to do well because their countries are full of snow. It's like, yeah, well done, you're really good. But look at these guys, look at what they're doing, and I think that's what's good about the Olympics. It's a celebration of like everyone getting together and doing that.
Speaking about that, I think it was the Ghanaian bobsleigh team, and I think his name was Frimpong, but he was just so happy.
Yeah.
He came out of the thing, he was just dancing, he was happy and enjoying it. So I just felt so happy watching that. It was so good.
That would be so heartwarming to be fair.
Oh, bless us. They really, especially both the Nigerian, the Ghanaian, the Jamaican, all of the teams, just bless them.
Awesome
Bless
people.
them. I just 100% pride. 100.
I agree.
And yeah, no, that was good. Right, shall we wrap it up there?
Yeah, I've got nothing else.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
that was a good one. This is a good week this week. We got serious, we got angry, but like we also got like funny. So
yeah. So, with that said, I'd like to thank you all for listening. I hope that you enjoyed listening in on the show. I hope that we didn't go too controversial, that we didn't say something that upset you. If you enjoyed it, check out our Facebook.
If it did, get over it.
Oh yeah, well, wow, there we go. Matt's now the most controversial host.
No, not man. Oh, I hate that phrasing.
Boom, controversy.
Yeah, don't man up.
Finding human up.
Yeah, spice up.
I think grow up is the
Spice up.
Spice up. Yeah.
There we go. But thank you so much.
KFC.
No, get that Kentucky.
Go to Burger King, man.
I'm not a fan. The burgers are too small. Like it's called Burger King. Why are the burgers not that big? Like what's that? I can get a big one from McDonald's.
They need an American-sized burger. King. The American big burgers.
Although at the airport, if you at the airport, you can get a beer from Burger King.
I don't want a heart attack. So.
You want a beer from Burger King? Mother.
Yeah, get Budweiser.
At an airport as well.
Like, I'm not a big fan of Budweiser, but like if it's on offer, I'll have it. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So, yeah, go on.
And on that international bombshell, thank you so much for listening. We should hopefully be back next week around the same time.
I'm back again.
And are you back?
2 weeks in a row, I know.
Hey, Matt's back for 2 weeks in a row. We'll see how things go. That was a nice couple of rhyming there, but I'll take that. And yeah.
Bars.
So thank you so much to Matt.
Oh yeah, cheers for having me on. I was daydreaming then. Yeah, thanks. It's been awesome again.
Thank you to my boy Trae.
Farewell, guys, and remember, Wakanda forever.
Big shout out for Trae coming on. Like,
yeah,
thanks, man.
You didn't know until, was it this morning or was it last night?
It was I don't know.
Last night was
you
it?
Messaged me.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah, absolutely killed it. Like, yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome having you on.
I clap for Trae because Trae, he's been the mysterious guy, but now he's actually here. So
yeah, now you know who.
Big up Trae.
Cool.
And from myself, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week, and we hope you have a lovely week. So this is Tea Time Talk, over and out.